Hi, I'm Megan and welcome to my kitchen. In today's What's for Dinner video, I'll be sharing with you what meals we had this past week. Our dinners were easy to make, budget friendly, and delicious. So if you're looking for some weeknight meal ideas for your family, just keep watching. For dinner this first night, I tried a new recipe for a Ritz cheesy chicken and rice casserole. This was not on the meal plan, but I just wanted like a comforting chicken casserole, and so I found this recipe. I decided to give it a try. I will have it linked in the description box below for you. To start out, I have this box of rice-a-roni. This is the creamy 4-cheese. I believe the recipe called for the chicken. This is what I had on hand, and this is what I used, and it was delicious. I would say just use whatever you prefer. You do need to prepare the rice. Just follow the package instructions. I'm going with the microwave instructions today. Next, we're going to add in a can of cream of chicken soup. If you don't like cream of chicken, I'm sure you could do whatever you like. Cream of mushroom. I think like the cream of broccoli cheese would be good in this as well. Next, I'm going to add in some sour cream. And then for the chicken, now I used less chicken than what the recipe called for, only because, like I said, I wasn't planning on making this, and I only had like 2 really small chicken breasts that I had marinated in Italian dressing. I was going to use the chicken for lunch and ended up not, so I just cooked that chicken up in the air fryer and then diced it. This could be a great way to use up leftover chicken or rotisserie chicken. Just cook the chicken how you would prefer. The seasonings I added were some garlic powder, onion powder, pepper, and salt. Go easy with the salt. Several of these ingredients can be pretty salty, so just be mindful of that. I'm going to place that mixture, once I've combined it really well, into a greased baking dish. Now, I believe the recipe called for a 9x13. I'm using a 9x9 here. Again, I didn't use nearly the amount of chicken as the recipe called for, so I was fine in this container. Next, we're going to add our Ritz cracker topping. So in this bag here, I actually don't have Ritz crackers. These are Townhouse crackers, but just using what I got on hand. I crushed them up. Then I'm going to add in some shredded cheddar cheese, followed by some melted butter. Now you're going to give that a really, really good mix. And as you can see, I mixed the crackers and cheese together before I added the butter. But anyway, give that a really good mix, and then we're going to sprinkle that over our casserole. And even though I only did a 9x9 instead of the 9x13, I used the full sleeve of crackers the recipe called for, because I love like the Ritz buttery cracker topping. This is going to go into a preheated oven. It was at 350 degrees, and you're going to bake this for about 25 to 30 minutes until it's bubbly and the crackers are golden brown. Like I said, this was kind of an impromptu dinner, so as I was going through the refrigerator, I found this half a bag of baby carrots, and so I figured I would do like some quick glazed carrots. I put the carrots in a pot, covered them with water. I'm going to add just a little bit of salt, bring those to a boil, and then once it's at a boil, I'm going to reduce it to a simmer. And you want to cook these, it just depends on how big your carrots are. Cook them until they're tender. Mine took about 10 to 12 minutes. So once almost all the water was gone, I just drained off the little bit that was left. I'm going to add in just a couple tablespoons of butter, some more salt, and then pepper. And then for the sweetener, I'm using brown sugar. You can use, like sugar alternatives. You could use honey, maple syrup, whatever you prefer, whatever you've got on hand. I'm going to give that a good mix and then just simmer that for just a couple more minutes, and that's it. The carrots are done. Now for the other side dish, I had some broccolini, or you'll also see it called baby broccoli. Had this in my refrigerator. I'm just going to cook it up in the air fryer. So I have the broccolini in a bowl. I'm going to add some olive oil. You could do avocado oil or whatever oil you prefer. I'm going to give that a toss, and then seasoning wise, use whatever seasonings you like. Tonight I decided to use this Kinder's buttery garlic and herb seasoning. So I'm going to add that, and then a little bit of salt and pepper. Give that another mix, and then like I said, I'm cooking this in the air fryer. You could cook this on top of the stove in a skillet. You could cook this up in the oven. I did this at 400 degrees for about 7 to 9 minutes, and I did shake the basket halfway through. Once it's tender, and I like these ends kind of charred a little bit, it's done. So here is the finished casserole. You do want to let this sit for about 10 minutes before you serve it up. And then there we've got the broccolini, and see what I meant by like the edges getting a little roasted. And then the carrots, and that's it. Let me show you our plates next. So we've got the casserole, the carrots, the broccolini, and this was delicious. I really liked that casserole. I'll definitely make it again. Quick and easy, but delicious dinner. The next day was Father's Day, and my dad requested pasta bolognese, which I had never had before or made. But I apologize, you guys. I did not film me making dinner for two reasons. One, it was Father's Day, like I said, and I was spending time with Gary and my dad and my family. But two, if you saw last week's What's for Dinner video, I mentioned that I sprained my ankle really, really badly. And I had kind of overdone it the day before Father's Day, getting ready for Father's Day. And so my foot was killing me. And so I was like, nope, not filming it. So I apologize about that, but let me walk you through what I did real quick. So first of all, Gary can't really do like really meaty red sauces and stuff like that. It just doesn't agree with him. So what I did was I took some onions, sauteed it with some garlic, cooked it up with some ground turkey, seasoned salt and pepper, added a jar of the Rayo's marinara sauce, and then added some garlic powder, onion powder, and Italian seasoning, simmered that, and then tossed that with some cooked fettuccine pasta. So that's what you see as the pasta here. And then I have some ciabatta bread that I just cut up. Now for the bolognese sauce, like I said, I've never had it or eaten it, but I did look at many different recipes for this. I kind of combined a couple. I will type out what I did in the description box below for you if you'd like to see how to make this. I'm not claiming that it's authentic, but I did my best. And yeah, if you've ever made homemade pasta sauce, you can totally make this. It was not hard at all. It just took a while to simmer, but it's got ground pork, ground beef, veggies, some white wine, crushed tomatoes, cream, just lots of yumminess. So once the sauce was done, I tossed just a little bit of it with some cooked fettuccine noodles. You could use whatever pasta you like. And then I served the rest of the sauce on the side so people could add as much or as little as the sauce as they wanted. And then I asked my middle sister and little brother, as they're getting older, and my little sister, y'all, she's turning 18 in a couple weeks, and I'm like so not okay with that. But as they're getting older, I'm trying to, like delegate stuff to them to help with holidays and stuff like that more. So I asked them to bring a salad, and they did a great job. It was delicious. They got the salad, the croutons, and all the fixings and dressings and everything. And then I set out some olive oil along with like the olive oil seasonings and some balsamic vinegar so we could dip the ciabatta in, and dinner was delicious. The bolognese sauce, like I said, I don't know how authentic it is or isn't because I've never had it before, but it was pretty tasty if I do say so myself. The next night I made chicken bacon ranch pitas, and I saw this on Instagram from Plated by D. I will have her Instagram link down below. I had planned this for lunch for us one day, but I didn't get around to making it for lunch, so I figured I'd make it for dinner. So first up, from lunch on Father's Day, I asked Gary what he wanted, and he requested baked Italian sandwiches with a pesto pasta salad. So this is some of the leftover pasta salad, and I served it to go along with dinner. One, it was quick and easy. Two, we could use it up. This was really easy. Just cook some rotini pasta, tossed it with a little bit of mayonnaise, some pesto, grape tomatoes, and little mozzarella balls. Now, to assemble the pitas, I'm going to start out by warming up the pita in a skillet. And a quick note before I forget about that pesto pasta salad, I'm almost certain I've shared that before on my channel. I will find that video and link it down below for you. So nothing was in that skillet, no oil or anything. It was on medium-high heat. I just cooked the pita for a couple minutes on each side. To assemble the pita, really easy. First up, for the lettuce, I have this Caesar salad kit. I'm just going to use the lettuce out of it. I need to use it up. So I'm going to add that, and then I've got some grape tomatoes that I quartered, and then some cooked and crumbled bacon. This was just leftover. I cooked it up for breakfast. Now for the chicken, Dee seasoned up some chicken breast and cooked it and diced it, but I didn't have any chicken thawed, so I'm using some Tyson chicken strips. I just cooked them up in the air fryer and then gave them a chop. I'm going to add on some ranch dressing. Use your favorite bottled or use homemade, of course, and then that's it. Like I said, super quick and easy, and this was a yummy little dinner. For dinner the next night, I did not get a picture of our plates, but we just had leftovers, just raided the fridge and ate what we could find. Now for dinner the next night, I tried a new recipe for Rosemary Caesar chicken. This is from the Plain Chicken. She has a recipe very similar to this for Rosemary Ranch chicken, and I've made that for years. It's literally, I think it's pretty much the exact same thing as this, just switching out the ranch for Caesar dressing. So here are the ingredients we're going to use for the marinade. I've got some salt and pepper, Caesar dressing. Again, use your favorite brand or you can make your own. We need some dried rosemary, and this is rosemary from my sister's garden that she dried for me. Olive oil, Worcestershire sauce, and then some chicken breasts. And just be mindful when you're adding salt to this that the Worcestershire sauce and the Caesar dressing can be a little salty. So I just whisked up the marinade ingredients and then added that along with the chicken breast to a Ziploc bag. You can marinate this for a couple hours. Overnight, of course, is best. I marinated it overnight, and then I just grilled this up on the grill. I don't know what was going on, but my grill was like super, super hot and it flared up. And so the ends of the chicken got a little burnt, but that's okay. The rest of the chicken was really good. So once the chicken was 165 degrees internal temperature, I pulled it off the grill, covered it in aluminum foil, and allowed it to rest for 10 minutes. I am making an Orzo pasta salad along with the chicken. I have shared this at least one other time before on my channel. It's been a while though. This is a recipe I saw on Jeff Morrow's Food Network show years ago. And I wanted to share it again with you because, like I said, one, it's been a while since I've shared it, but two, this is one of our favorites. Of course, the recipe will be linked down below. I'm going to start out by making some crispy chickpeas. In this skillet, it's over about medium-high heat. I'm going to heat up some olive oil and then add some chickpeas that I rinsed and drained. I'm going to season them with a little bit of za'atar seasoning, give it a stir, and then cook this for maybe about 7 to 9 minutes or so until the garbanzo beans are golden brown and a little bit crispy, and then I'm going to let them cool slightly. In this bowl here, I have some cooked orzo. I used whole wheat. You can use plain. I cooked this up until it was tender in some salted water and then rinsed and drained it. Now I'm going to add in my veggies. I've got some grape tomatoes that I quartered as well as some cucumber that I diced. I'm going to add in some crumbled feta cheese. And then a quick note about this recipe. One, I kind of halved it, and two, I don't really follow all the amounts. I just eyeball everything. Next, I'm going to add some salt and pepper and then some fresh lemon zest. And the fresh lemon zest in this and lemon juice is so good. So after I've zested the lemon, I'm going to squeeze in the lemon juice. Now, for the purple onion, I've mentioned before that Gary and I both are kind of particular about what we like raw onion in and what we don't, but I'm trying to get better about incorporating it. So what I did was I finally diced this purple onion, and then I placed it in some cold ice water for about 10 minutes, and that kind of takes the sharpness out of the onion. I added in those chickpeas, and then last but not least, for the dressing, Morrow's recipe calls for a Greek yogurt ranch dressing, and Hidden Valley used to make that, and I think that's what his recipe was built around. I can't find it anywhere anymore, so the only yogurt dressing I could find is this Bolthouse Farms. I'm sure it doesn't matter. Use whatever ranch dressing you like. I'm going to mix that up really, really well, and then if you've been with me for a while, you know I do not like olives at all. Gary loves them, so I'm going to set out some of the salad for myself, and then I'm going to add in some olives, for the salad, because I'm going to leave this so that Gary can munch on it while Mom and I are in Kentucky. Now, you could eat this right away. I think it's better if you let it refrigerate for a couple hours to let all the flavors come together. So right before you serve it, give it a stir. You may need to add just a touch more ranch dressing. And a quick note, I love making this on a Monday or a Sunday and having it throughout the week. And also sometimes if I'm feeling lazy, instead of crisping up the chickpeas, I'll just throw a can of chickpeas in there, rinsed and drained, and then add a little za'atar to the actual salad. Now, for the other side dish, which I wasn't planning on making, but while I was digging around in the fridge, I saw these sugar snap peas that I need to use up. So I looked on Pinterest, found a super quick and easy recipe. Of course, it'll be linked below. I've got some olive oil on this skillet. My heat is it's between medium and medium high. I added those sugar snap peas and I cooked them for about 5 minutes. I did stir them. I'm going to add in some minced garlic, some salt and pepper, give that another little stir, cook it for about another minute, and then we're going to add some lemon juice, give it one last stir, and cook it for just a couple minutes or so, and then that's it. These are done. And this is really simple, I know you guys, but both Gary and I loved these sugar snap peas. They were delicious. Sometimes simple things are the best. So here are the plates. I sliced up the chicken. We had those sugar snap peas, the Orzo pasta salad, and that was dinner this night, and the chicken was delicious. Love the flavor of it. Next time I'll try not to burn it. And then, like I said, we love that Orzo pasta salad, and the sugar snap peas were delicious. For dinner the next night, I did have something on the meal plan. However, I thought about it, and I was going to be going out of town the next day, and Gary has been working a lot lately. And so I thought, you know what, before I head out, let's do a little date night. He said I could pick where I wanted to go, and I wanted a steak. We haven't been to Longhorn in a while, so we went there. We started out with their bread, and I'm sorry I forgot to get a picture. I'm trying to get back in the habit of taking pictures from my little breaks, so I apologize. But I forgot to get a picture of the bread before we'd already sampled it. And then for an appetizer, we got their spinach dip. We hadn't had it before, and it was delicious with the flatbread. Oh, it was so good. And then for my entree, I got a 6-ounce steak with some sauteed onions and mushrooms. And then I got some loaded mashed potatoes. And I forgot, well, I didn't really forget to get a picture of my side salad. They forgot to bring it out until you know, I got my meal, and I pointed it out to them, and by the time they brought it, I was almost all done. But anyway, I digress. I had a side salad. And then for Gary's entree, he got a 9-ounce steak with sauteed onions and mushrooms, a shrimp skewer, and then a loaded baked potato. And that was our dinner this night. It was delicious, and we had like half of the spinach dip that we brought home. For the last dinner in this week's video, like I said, my mom and I traveled up to Kentucky. And so this night we ate dinner at one of the Mexican restaurants in town. We started out with the chips and salsa, and then for my entree, I got the shrimp chimichanga, and my mom got their pollo loco, and that was our dinner this night. That is it for this week's video. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. I hope that this gave you some ideas of things to try or dinners to make. If you did like this video, hit the thumbs up button below and subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I hope you have a great rest of the day. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.